Good morning. This is Kathy, your special D-list celebrity. Oh, God. Well, it's funny. I say it's funny. And I put on some makeup, blue eyeshadow, eyeliner, lipstick, combed my hair, put on my earrings and stuff. So I got to make my film debut. And since I don't have nowhere to make my film debut, I've never been. Well, I was in a movie once called Different through an agency in Portland that was called um, Extras Only. And then I was in a commercial too. And in the movie Different, I had a scene where I was sitting with this black lady on one side and me on the other side. And the guy in the middle was like a preacher. He was wearing a preacher's, he was a black dude, wearing a preacher's, like a gown or something. And we both had to jump up and say, Hallelujah. I can never find that movie on anywhere. It's called Different. And then I was in an episode through the same agency of Leverage, and I had to walk down the street. I remember my scene was I waited all day for my scene to come up, and we got to have lunch, and it was really good. Catered lunch with spaghetti, salad, rolls, dessert. And that tall black dude walked right by our table. But then after that, I had to go back outside and I had to wait for my scene. And they had me at the end of the day walking down the street for quite a long walk, about half a block. So I didn't have any lines, but people would be walking by and I would just look at them. And then they had me walking back the other way. People would be walking by and I would just look at them. Why that scene was done, I don't know. I never could find, I don't even know the name of the episode, but when they sent me an email when I was living in downtown Portland in this nasty, seedy, so-called hotel where the room was like $4.90 a month, but the place had bed bugs too. Me and Randy, my old man who passed away 5 years ago, we had to set off these bug bombs for the bed bugs to kill them. They brought in pesticide people to try to kill them, but you can't kill bed bugs. They're hard to kill, and they come back. But we'd set off a bug bomb, and that would get rid of them for about a week, and then we had to do it again every week. The bed bug thing was horrible. At first, I didn't really notice them. Then they let me move into a different room, and it was a bigger room than the first room that they gave me. And that was, gosh, a long time ago, about 2010 or 11. Because I had rented this little studio apartment, and the landlord didn't like me. Because one night I was drunk, and I don't remember what happened, but the words were said or something was said. He was probably being a jerk, and I probably defended myself and said something I shouldn't have said. So anyway, I got kicked out. That was horrible. I got kicked out and I was homeless. That was quite a while back. I was on the street homeless for a little bit. Not really. I went to Randy's place, hung out with him, but then I had a counselor because I went to get counseling and stuff. And I found she didn't find a place for me. I found it, but they knew I was living there, and they always want to know what's going on with you and whatnot. Why, I don't know, because they can't really change anything. You know, they don't know how to cure a mind, but they know how to study it. And not that I'm bipolar, I'm not, but I could be diagnosed of a personality disorder, I guess. Well, that's what it's called. And I think it's like, well, because I have a redneck cowboy who bosses me around. There's me, and then there's the other me that's like a little kid, stupid, wants its way. But I'm the parent, and she's not. So anyway, back to my story, I was saying, oh, okay, we rented, I got this room, and they said, well, you keep the place really clean. We're going to give you another room. They gave me a bigger room. And then pretty soon, I was there a couple months, and I had the place real clean. Back then, I still drank. It's probably a good thing because living there was hell. Bed bugs, dirty, gross, everything. But I kept my room clean. You had a microwave, a closet, a bed, and a little space, not much. And they had a TV. I had a TV, big one too, kind of big. But a couple months later, my boyfriend Randy, for some reason, the landlord had gotten where he lived was gotten in some trouble. And anyway, they kicked everybody out of the building. They got new management, and they wanted to start a new, fresh, and have new tenants, remodel the place, etc., etc. They kicked all the old people out, tenants, and so they kicked my boyfriend Randy out. He didn't have nowhere to go, so I talked my landlords there into letting him move in. They let him move in, so me and him stayed in this small, tiny room, and it was a twin bed too when we both slept in it. I was up against the wall, and he was on the outside when we slept. He'd get up every morning when he got up, and he'd practice his scales on his guitar. I'd go down to the downstairs store and get him a can of beer because he was practicing alcohol. He drank more than me. I drank in the evening, but he drank starting at noon. So then we had a crock pot too, and I would make tomato soup, and you put milk in it and cut up beanie weenies, in the soup. That was really tasty. He used to eat it out of the crock pot. Then I had a George Foreman grill where you can cook meat. So we'd cook hamburgers. Then I had a microwave and a little tiny fridge. So we ate. I would go walk to the Dollar Tree. Wasn't far from where we lived in that room. A lot of drug addicts in there. Smelled funny. Has a funny smell because of the bed bugs. And we shared bathrooms, but there was a big bathroom down the hall with bathroom, a toilet, and bathtub and a shower. And you could lock the door. You'd take a shower. And it was safe. You could open the window, and it was up on the second or third floor or something. It's not like somebody would crawl in the window. So you could take a shower, and you could be safe. And back in my room, though, I had a window, but it opened to the dumpster garbage area. You could look at garbage. Me and Randy, sometimes we'd go out on remember a sunny day. We both got these cheap little headphones at the Dollar Tree, and we walked around and listened to music. I complained a lot, of course, but not always. In the evening, we'd catch a buzz. One time he quit drinking for 30 days, and that was pretty cool, but I was happy for him. But he went back to it, and I quit drinking in there because I realized if I drink, something bad might happen and I might get kicked out of there. Then what? So I got really scared and just quit. Didn't drink while I was in there because I was scared of getting evicted. Because I would have a good time and everything, but you can't, when someone bothers you or does something, you can't react defensively. If I was in a blackout, I didn't know for sure what I might have done. Well, I didn't really do anything except for one time I was sitting in the lobby and I had been drinking and Randy wasn't there yet. And I asked the lady next day, what did I do? And she said, well, you called me a name. I won't say what it is. And I was like, oh God, I'm so sorry. I don't remember that, and I don't know why. But I wasn't always in a blackout. A lot of times I was a happy-go-lucky drunk. But I don't drink no more. That was a long time ago. Way back in 2011. I don't drink anymore. I don't even smoke pot. I quit that too. I want to save money to get my daughter here, who lives in Philadelphia, to pay for the plane flight. That's going to cost $300-400. So she can visit for a whole week. So anyway, back to the story. Me and Randy lived there. We had those damn bed bugs, but we had good nights too. We'd watch TV, listen to music, take walks, eat decent food. And then when I didn't drink, I'd smoke pot. I got used to just sitting around the place and getting loaded on pot, and that was okay. I liked it. Now, when you get used to something, even if it's horrible, you just don't care anymore. You're like, oh, well, I liked my misery here. Not misery, but I don't care. I'll just stay here for the rest of my life. You just feel like you don't want to make any moves. Well, eventually we got a better place to live because Randy's friend Dan, he rented us this house. He had a house. Nice place too. Excuse me, the previous tenants moved out, so he offered it to us. We got it. We stayed with him in a room downstairs for 1 month before the place was getting ready to be rented out to us. So we paid the deposit. It wasn't free. We paid the full month's rent. We moved on in and started a whole new life for ourselves. For God, it was like heaven, it being in a nice, clean, pretty house. But that was a long time ago. I left there when he died. I couldn't pay the rent no more. That was 2018 in the summer. I took off in my car, and I left all my stuff in the garage of that place. And the other stuff I put in the back seat of my car. And because I couldn't find a place to live or rent. Rent was going up, 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 up. Even a room would be like $600 a month. I couldn't afford that. So I started my journey of living in my car and traveling. Anyway, this video is getting to be too long. I wanted to show you my makeup. Make my D-list celebrity acting debut. Well, I'm not acting, though. But if I could come up with a storyline for a movie, I'd be in it. Oh, goodness, I'm silly. So, have a wonderful day, and row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Happy days. Happy, happy, happy.